Welcome back, and let's continue the work with our animations. And last time we left off after we imported the 4 animations, the left cover and the right, these 2 motions, left and right, and a root motion and an idle pose. So first of all, we're going to mark all of them up, and we want to right click and duplicate them to our, or retarget them to our skeleton, and that we use our Adam skeleton, and he is located under character mesh. So now we have them here, and I'm kind of want to get them out of the way, so just gonna put them in a folder with the combat stuff. So make a new folder called other, and this, and this. Dump that into the combat cover folder like this. Actually, while we're at it, I think I ended up dumping all my cover stuff inside the folder called acrobatics. I think it's kind of bad place to have it. So we have idle walk run stuff here, so let's make a cover for this, under subfolder for this also, to just organize this a bit. So we have all these cover, all this stuff here. There's a blend space and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, move it in here. Okay, so we should be left with braced hanging and falling and some other stuff in here with yeah, which is more acrobatic stuff. It's just a little organization thing. So if we just take a look at what we have from the idle walk run stuff, the unarmed, and we have a cover left and a cover right. And what is interesting about this is that the pose really, with the idle here to the left and the idle to the right, as you can see, they're mirrored, and it doesn't really matter much. It looks good when we use it, and the problem with the idle, just making a mirror version of the idle for the combat idle animation, is that where is it taking over? Is that he has a rifle in his hand. So if I just mirror the animation, then he would maybe change direction, but he would also make a holding position with his left hand. So what I'm after actually is a way to mirror his pose except his hands, and I have to find a good way to do this. I haven't, I must admit, I haven't found a good way to do this yet. One other thing you will notice is that the hand is not on the gun, and we do have some IK node or fabric node set up to handle this, but since this since we also have a blend space and stuff, and this is not kind of fitted to this animation, then the fabric offsets will not fit for this one. It should actually, but it doesn't for some reason. I think well, we can't see it here actually. We gotta see it once we get it into the game. So let's see. We could try and take the taking cover first. So let's rename these actually first. So taking cover to taking cover, and then add rifle. Okay, and let's also open this one up because we want to enable root motion for this one. And if we don't have root motion, then that will not be able to drive his movement. And the reason, just to recap, the reason why I enable root motion for this is because I want to make sure that he can start moving towards a wall from a certain distance, and I don't know how far away he is when he starts that motion. So when I enable root motion, he's going to try to reach a certain distance, and then he's going to stand there. And if he can't reach through, then the collision capsule will make sure that he doesn't step through the wall. So that's the reason why I have this. I hope that made sense. So anyway, the important thing, enable root motion. So right click here and we can create an anim montage for this one, and make sure to pick a full body slot for this one. And one thing you may or may not remember, we have on the stand to cover root motion montage here, we have an anim notifier saying in standing cover, which we use to signal when we change movement state. So we need to fire this one also just somewhere in between. So let's take a look at that. The notifiers here, just pause this one. So just somewhere when he's, doesn't have to be really exact, any timing exactly. So just something around there, I guess. So not there, here, notifies, add in standing cover. So that's gonna tell our animation blueprint that now we are in standing cover mode, and it's gonna change the state. If you want to see this, let's go to the mannequin, the blueprint. We have this anim notify in standing cover, and it's going to change the movement state to standing cover, and we have a similar one for crouching cover. So that's how they work. And actually we're going to use this one event take cover in a moment, because now we have two ways to enter. This is going to be playing the standing cover root motion montage, and this is going to play the cover crouch root motion montage. So the new one we are going to call, where is it? Yeah, let's call it him for montage. Actually, if I want to be strict about this, I think I decide to call this RM to signal that this is a root motion, but anyway, not important. That should be the montage here. Let's go back to the base character where we initialize all this stuff, and open our event graph filled with stuff. It's getting big. Need to clean it up. In a way, I know my try to take cover stuff is here. So let's go into this one, and let's see. We call an interface using interface I animation C take cover. So okay, so right now it's just giving a movement state as a parameter, but I think we also need to tell it if we have a gun or not. So let's just give it a gun parameter, or whatever it's called. So take cover and add a new one here. Let's call this actually I'm going to call this equipped item, because let's say we could have something equipped and then he will have a different animation, then yeah, well. So, and we have our interactable that we want to pass. So compile that one. Save. Actually, we'll go out here and save all. I don't think I remember to save. I completely forget. So back in the base character, we now have an equipped item, and we can get equipped item. Actually, we can get it differently. We can we have a function get weapon. Get equipped get weapon. I'm pretty sure I have one. What did I call it? It's not this one. I would have sworn, or is it? Oh, it is. God damn it. Okay. So this one will return something. It will return a weapon inside here if we have a weapon on our equipped weapon variable. Okay, so we can use that. So we need to call this one before this stuff here. So I'm gonna move that over a little bit and make space for this. And the item we want to feed it is this one. I don't like all the lines now. Anyway, so also you'll notice that this one will be nothing if we don't have a weapon. So if we are holding an apple or something, a bread or whatever, you can imagine, then this will return nothing and pass on to the animation blueprint. So inside the animation blueprint, we now have the, let's compile first. We have the equipped item here, and we can use that to make another branch. So we can check, okay, are we in, okay, let's do it this way. So if we are in standing cover, let's see, then we want to make another branch saying, do we have something in equipped item? Is that equal to nothing? That's nothing, that one. And if it's equal to nothing, then we want to play the normal stand to cover montage, and otherwise we want to copy this one and make a little bit more space, and then we want to call a different montage, which is called something with rifle, taking cover rifle, this one. This one, yeah. So we are not handling the crouch state yet. So we're only taking a look at the standing cover right now. Let's see. Actually, we can probably just try and play this now. So if I equip my weapon, I come up to the wall and I hit crouch. He's gonna go into cover, and then he's gonna switch back to this state. And that's the reason for that is because we don't have any locomotion in our locomotion state machine set up for this. So when we are in rifle run state, we need to make a similar one. So we kind of want to drag this one out and make a copy of this kind of, but we don't want to copy this, we want to make it from the bottom up. So let's make cover idle left rifle first, and then once we have that, I think we can pause the video and continue afterwards. So just to get that in place. So we have the cover, idle, left, rifle. Let's call it that. So what I'm doing now is just take a look at what did I do when I made this one, and this one says if I'm in standing cover, then we can move into this one. Okay, great. What did I do? And that's the wrong place I put it. I was supposed to go in here. So this is the criteria saying when we can go into this transition. And one thing else we want to check actually here is do we have a rifle equipped? I think we have something called like the weapon info. Oh, that's a function. Get equipped weapon info, and we can break that up and say the equipped weapon info type needs to be equal to a rifle. And this is from the old days when I started this. I had tons of ambitions to implement both bows and pistols and stuff. So I'm at the rifle right now. So that's a long way to go if I want to make all that stuff. Anyway, it needs to be both these two in order to continue into this transition, and we can actually just copy this because we also want to make a transition back. And say you can go back to this one if this is different from standing in cover. That's it. So all we need now is to take a look at what we have in here. We have a movement direction and we have a blend space. So this one is called cover left, and let's make that one also. Let's do that as well. So we want to make a blend space. Blend space. Not a blend space. Yeah, well, a 1D blend space. That's what I mean. Of the atom skeleton, and call this. What did I call the other ones? Cover left underscore BS. So this should be something like cover left rifle underscore BS. It's a good name. And it's got a movement direction. And I think we don't use the minus. I think I'm actually going to make a change compared to the old one, because I think I have minus 100 to 100. I think I'm just going to say 0 to 100 and then change this. So apply changes, parameter changes, and let's take the I need to give them better names. Taking cover idle, that's a shitty name. Cover rifle idle. No, cover idle. That's what it's going to be called. So idle, idle rifle. There it is. So that one is going to go at 0. And I just noticed that this one is actually, in this one this is his left shoulder. So he's actually, this is the wrong. Okay, never mind. Let's just continue with this. This is but he's having the wrong pose because this is actually the right one. Oh dear. Anyway, I see I introduced some foot sliding here on the idle. It's terrible. That's not the way to do it. I'm so sorry. It's because I cheat. Anyway, let's at least I think it's because I cheat, but maybe he is sliding. Okay, anyway, the left one. Let's take the left one. Left sneak. This is also a bad name. Let's call this cover left rifle, and this one called cover right rifle. So they all end in rifle, kinda. Cover, taking cover, rifle, 2. Well, sort of. So left, cover left rifle should go in here at 200. Yeah, okay, so he's making that turn. That sucks. Ah, god damn it. Okay, so anyway, this is gonna be what we can make with the animation that we have, and that's where I need to come up with a better solution, because this is not gonna look very good. So let's go into the graph and plug in that blend space. So it's gonna be underscore BS cover left rifle, this one, and the movement direction is going to be the movement direction, like this. And let's compile and let's test this out. So let's grab the gun and let's jump in here, and his head is fucked up. Okay, and he made a twitch. So let's get rid of the twitch quickly. And I remember we have something with the duration. You can see this on this one. We set it to 0, so we remember to set this one to 0 as well. This was driving me crazy, I remember. Couldn't find out why it did that. And then he does a little slide, it looks like, but that's something with animation. And he is walking really slowly. Anyway, and we don't have the left animation put in. So we have tons of problems with both the, as you can see, the arm and the gun is going through his body, and the head is that's a funky thing he's doing there. From inside first person, it looks kinda okay, I think. Well, not really. And still the gun is way off. This is gonna require quite a lot of work. And the hand is not on the gun. That's great. Even though we have an offset. And can we shoot? Okay, we can't shoot, and the controls are inversed. Okay, that's tons of problems with this. I think this is a very good place to take a break, and need to think this through, what I want to do with it. Actually, I already have a good idea. I will do one thing in the next video, and that is to disable the aim space, and I will disable the head movement as well. So that's something I will do temporarily until I come up with a better solution. That's what I'm gonna do in the next video. So yeah, thank you for watching, and see you next. Bye.